We often think of a new city as a fresh page in a book waiting to be written, but the truth is it's more like a map filled with unknowns, blank spaces, and unexplored paths. When I first arrived in this city, the streets felt vast, the air unfamiliar, and the people like strangers I hadn't yet met. But in the midst of the chaos of a fresh start, I found something unexpected, an opportunity to build myself from the ground up. The idea of starting over was intimidating, but as I began to walk these new streets, something inside me shifted. I realized that this wasn't just about moving to a new place, it was about finding myself in an environment that pushed me to grow. A new city doesn't just challenge you physically, it challenges you emotionally and mentally. And as I walked through this unknown territory, I learned the power of embracing the unfamiliar. Change can feel like a constant undercurrent tugging at your thoughts and emotions. In the first few days of settling into the new city, the unfamiliarity left me feeling uneasy. There were moments when I questioned if I had made the right choice, wondering if I would ever feel truly at home. Yet amidst this discomfort, I discovered that unease was an essential part of growth. It was only when I allowed myself to feel discomfort that I truly started to adapt. Each day I took small steps to immerse myself in the rhythm of the city. A walk through the bustling streets, a visit to a local cafe, a conversation with a stranger. These seemingly insignificant moments became the building blocks of my new life. The unease slowly transformed into a sense of belonging, not because the city had changed, but because I had. When we enter a new chapter, we often focus on the big milestones, the career change, the new job, the new friends. But I soon realized that true growth came from the smallest of moments. It wasn't the grand gestures or the bold decisions that shaped my experience in the city, but the quiet moments, the cup of coffee sipped on a chilly morning, the laughter of strangers on a crowded street, the gentle sounds of the city that became a familiar soundtrack to my life. These small, often overlooked moments held more value than I initially thought. It was through these simple gestures that I learned to appreciate the beauty of the ordinary. The more I embraced these moments, the more I understood that growth isn't always about grand achievements, it's about finding peace and purpose in the everyday. In a new city, it's easy to feel disconnected. The lack of familiar faces, the absence of daily routines, can leave you feeling isolated. But in these moments I found that digital connections became a lifeline. Through video calls with family, messages from old friends, and social media updates, I stayed tethered to my past, even as I built my future. I began to see how digital connections, often dismissed as fleeting or shallow, could be a source of deep comfort. A message from a friend, a quick video call with my parents, a text from a sibling, all of these simple interactions served as a bridge, connecting me to the people I loved and reminding me that no matter how far I was from home, I was never truly alone. One of the biggest challenges of starting over in a new city was confronting the fear of failure. The pressure to succeed, to prove myself in a new environment, was overwhelming. I constantly asked myself, what if I don't succeed? What if I make the wrong choice? But as time went on, I realized that failure wasn't something to fear, it was something to embrace. I learned that every misstep, every wrong turn, was a lesson. Failure wasn't a reflection of who I was, it was simply a part of the process. Each setback taught me something new about myself, about my resilience, and about what I truly wanted out of life. Letting go of the fear of failure freed me to take risks, to explore, and to fully embrace the opportunities the city offered. Starting over doesn't just mean finding new places, it means finding new people. One of the most rewarding aspects of moving to a new city was the opportunity to meet people from different walks of life. Whether through work, social gatherings, or spontaneous encounters, I quickly realized that the connections I made here would shape my experience in ways I couldn't have predicted. At first it was difficult, I felt like an outsider, unsure of where I belonged. But with each new person I met, I began to build a network of relationships that became my support system. These new relationships challenged me, inspired me, and showed me the power of community. I realized that starting over wasn't just about finding a new place to live, it was about creating a new circle of people to grow with. Through the process of adapting to this new city, I came to see it as a teacher, one that constantly pushed me to grow. The city's rhythm, its pace, its diversity, all of these elements shaped my journey in profound ways. It wasn't always easy, and there were moments when I wanted to retreat, to return to the comfort of the known. But I learned that true growth comes from stepping outside your comfort zone, from challenging yourself to adapt to new situations, and from embracing change however uncomfortable it may seem at first. As I continued to navigate my new life, I found myself spending more time in quiet reflection. I would sit in parks, walk through the city's streets, or simply sit by my window and watch the world go by. It was in these moments of solitude that I was able to process the changes I was going through. I realized that moving to a new city wasn't just about physical relocation, it was about emotional and spiritual transformation. The city, with all its noise and energy, gave me the space to reflect on who I was becoming. And in these moments of reflection I found clarity and peace. The city wasn't just a backdrop for my life, it was an active participant in my transformation. As I reflect on my journey, I realize that moving to a new city has been one of the most transformative experiences of my life. It has taught me the value of small moments, the importance of building connections, and the power of reflection. But most importantly, it has taught me that change isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. As I continue to navigate this new chapter, I know that the lessons I've learned will stay with me. This city, with all its challenges and opportunities, has become a part of me. And as I move forward, I do so with confidence, knowing that I am capable of handling whatever comes next. I invite you, the viewer, to reflect on your own journey of change. What lessons have you learned through life transitions? How have you embraced new beginnings, and what small moments have helped you grow? Let us continue to share this journey of self-discovery and transformation together, embracing the beauty of life's changes. As I continue to navigate my life in this new city, I find myself wondering what other transformations lie ahead. In the next episode, we'll explore another story of personal growth and discovery through life transitions. What happens when digital connections lead to unexpected revelations? Stay tuned to continue this journey of healing and self-discovery.